Hello, my name is Chelsea, and today I'll be showing you how to fold an origami pumpkin. First, you need to start off with a square. I will be using origami paper for this example that has an orange front and a white back. I got this idea from craft enthusiast Emma on Gathering Beauty, link in the description below. What you first want to do is flip the paper on its back and fold it into a triangle, meeting up the corners to make sure you have a straight crease. Creasing on a hard flat surface is recommended. I was creasing on a blanket on a table, so my crease wasn't that good, so I had to reinforce it a little. Now I'm getting to the crease I was looking for. Just need to straighten that out here, and awesome. Okay, after that, open the paper back up and fold it the other way. This time, I creased in the air. I tend to pinch the paper closed before adding a hard crease so I can match up the triangle correctly when I do it this way. This is not recommended, but it's sometimes the way I do it. Next, open it back up, and we're going to fold the paper in half, like this. And you're gonna match up the edges and add another crease here. Okay, this crease actually turned out well this time, so I kept it. And you want to open it up and fold it in half the other way. Creasing it again, making sure you get that nice X/cross in the middle. Now open it back up and you'll see all 4 creases we've made so far. Now for the magic trick. Fold one of your diagonal lines backwards and crease it again. Just like that. Remember that the back is white in this example. Just gonna make sure that that's nice and awesome. Okay. Open the paper back up and flip it to the front. Take those 2 lines that we creased backwards and bring them together just like this. And then you are going to squish the paper closed into a smaller square. Ta-da! If that confuses you, let me show you another way that you can actually make this. Just gonna make sure I have my creases there to show you exactly this square. With the paper open, let me open it up again. Bring this side corner to the bottom of your triangle, like this. And then you want to do the same on the other side, and you should come up with the same result that I did. Now, one part of the square can be opened up and the other side cannot. Have the part that can be opened up at the top and the closed part at the bottom. This will help things be easier. Take the side of the corner of the square and bring it to the center line like this. We're making a kite shape. Crease it and do the same on the other side. This part may be going a little bit too fast for you, sorry about that. And just make sure that that corner is nice and pointy. So now you have this nice kite shape here. So what we want to do is we want to unfold the side here. And we're going to make a pocket so that we can make this kite a little bit better. So make that pocket again. And what we're going to do is we're going to collapse this crease inside of the kite, bringing it to the middle. And so we're just going to make sure that this is all creased together. And yeah, now the triangle's on the inside, making this little kite shape. Do the same on the other side, making a pocket shape, and just collapse that line into the middle here, there. And there you go. You got this nice little kite shape. It should look a little something like this. I'm just going to show you for reference, just so you don't get confused. Now take the sides of your kite on the top, and you want to fold it into the center. The goal here is to make the kite into a diamond shape instead of a kite shape. And so that can be done by just opening that flap. Make sure you don't grab all of them, just the far 2, and creasing them together and putting that flap back. And so that looks like a diamond on that side. Now do the same to the other side and get those folded into the center like this. making sure those creases are good. Sides don't have to be even. It can look a little wonky. And this is the basis of our pumpkin. Yep, this is the what we wanted. Now, we want to work on the pumpkin shape. On the bottom crease, the back, about, 1/3 down, you want to fold it into the back. Like this. I usually eyeball it, doesn't have to be perfect. And then you want to do a similar thing on the top. I usually fold the top down either equally or a little bit more than the bottom. And just hard crease there as much as you can. And there you go. It's getting closer. Now you want to fold in the sides. And so I usually fold it in about halfway, or however, wide I want my pumpkin to be. And so I just make sure I got some good creases in there. And there you have it. There is the pumpkin that, Emma has created, but I added something. So I added a stem to it. So I took the top and I folded it up a little bit in the back and to make a stem. So yes, now the pumpkin has a stem. If you wanted to, you can actually make it stand up because of this back flap. So you can just fold the corner of it up slightly and just try to make it into a little stand. And it takes a little bit of messing around with in order to get it to stand up. It is also very unstable, but yeah, there you go. You have a pumpkin. Now you are ready for the season. Now let's jump into a time lapse where I fold 40 of these. Hello, it's me again, but with my paper on the side, cut neatly into squares. I got a cutting board this time, here it is, and also a pair of scissors. That will help me with creasing my origami. You develop special calluses on your fingers when folding origami, especially with the kind of paper I decided to use. I bought a pack of orange cardstock from Michael's craft store for this, and I forgot just how hard it is to fold with cardstock. I've actually done this before for my mom with about 50 origami boxes to hold treats for ladies in the neighborhood, also using cardstock. What I had in mind for these pumpkins, though, is to make a fall garland. I got some twine for it and everything, and I hope to hang it up somewhere in the apartment. Fall is my favorite season, and that may be influenced by the fact that my birthday is around this time of year, but that's neither here or there. Back to where I got this idea from, I was looking for fall origami on Pinterest and came across several different leaves and pumpkin folding ideas. Then I came across the Easy Origami Pumpkin Garland by Emma and decided to use that. She actually glued on different colored stems on her pumpkins, but I decided to just make my own and, use one of the top creases to fold it up. I did like her tutorial specifically because it was easy for me to memorize and also to teach. I also have to give credit to my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Hazard, for teaching our class origami because I really took to it. I loved teaching origami to the other kids in other classes and started to use it as a way to make many gifts for others. I don't have contact with her anymore, but if I could tell her that her class made an impression on me, I would. One of my sisters has had the same 4th grade teacher and made a paper frog collection, which I really liked to play with, so I was happy I was able to make my own. At some point in this time lapse, I missed about 10 minutes worth of work because I didn't reset my camera after 20 minutes. I forgot that my camera only recorded 20 minutes of footage at a time, so I promise I did fold all 40 pumpkins in this time lapse. I just didn't get all the footage, unfortunately. I also had to make sure I got a break to eat dinner and recharge my camera battery. My camera battery isn't really, the best for this kind of thing, and I only have one. Professionals are supposed to have multiple, and yeah, I should really invest in another one. Even though my camera is a Nikon 3300, it wasn't really built to take hours of video at a time, especially with, the battery life. It is an older camera, that's okay. I've taken videos before, but they were always around 30-second clips, so this is my first time doing a large-scale video project like this. I hope my professors would be proud. Speaking of which, one of my professors said something profound that I would like to share. They said we should be comfortable being our own walking studio. It's completely possible nowadays with smartphones getting smarter. I could have taken this whole time lapse on my phone if I wanted to, The problem was I didn't have the equipment to take it on my phone, but I had all the equipment needed to actually take it on my DSLR. I used our living room as a studio, which worked out fairly well. I didn't have many lamps to get rid of the shadows, so I had to work with what I had. This was more of a spontaneous project, and I was happy that I had everything I needed to get the ball rolling. Back to the lamps. I had a lamp, and it was the only extra light source that I added, besides the other lights in our apartment. So it was really bright. It's a really bright lamp, so I actually diffused it with a bit of parchment paper and some tape. The other issue is that the lamp gets really hot, and so I had to turn it off every once in a while. So some point in this clip, somewhere around the end, I believe, I forgot to turn on the lamp. And so there's a little bit of a light difference. If you didn't notice, great. That means that my camera made up for the fact that I forgot to turn on back the lamp. I was actually quite happy at this point because my husband was done with work and he decided to walk in and say hi. I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh no, I'm recording. Wait a minute. And then I realized, yeah, I'm going to delete this audio track, so that won't matter. And so I had fun conversing with him. My fingers hurt a lot at this point. I had less than halfway to go, as you can see. I have the half of the pumpkins on my right, your left, about 20 of them. And I was just getting done with the last of the 30. And so, yep, there you go. Yeah, I was at this point that the lamps didn't turn on. Yeah, my camera did not make up for it. It was a little bit shadowy over there, and I believe it actually added something. But, I was thinking, oh, at this part, my fingers were burning. Even with using the scissors, it's just, all the pinching and unfolding of the paper that, the scissors can't do for me was really, starting to catch my fingers on fire. But in this home stretch, I did want to let you know that, yeah, it's really interesting. I'm going into web design and development, and I'm making this stuff. So that's cool. So if you want to be in like a versatile environment when it comes to general tech, web design and development at UVU, not BYU, sorry, I go to UVU. At UVU is a really good place to be. It's a really fun program. I enjoy talking with the professors and having them help me with things, and I really feel like my work is valued there. And I hope that this adds to it now that I have more experience with not only video editing, but also the equipment needed, software, and other things. So yeah, I'm really happy that you took time to enjoy a time lapse and that you've made it this far. That really means a lot. And I hope that, this inspires you to do something crazy too. Maybe something that doesn't hurt your fingers that much. So yeah, I am in the home stretch. Last pumpkin, ready, set, go. And done. Oh man, that was a lot. I just need to stretch out these hands. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.